We made it to the Philippines. And we're wiped out. 44-hour trip, something like that, with layovers, a couple of long layovers, 10-hour, 11-hour layovers. I think one in Turkey and one in Panama. As you'll see in the footage upcoming, the Turkish airport, Istanbul International Airport, has got to be the nicest airport I've ever been in, and I suspect one of the nicest in the world. It's massive. It's certainly one of the largest, but it's incredible, decadent, just beautiful, high ceilings, high-end stores, you name it. So we'll have some of that in this footage. Surprisingly, the difficult part about getting here on the way back did not take place as we anticipated with Philippines immigration. That was very smooth. As long as you had the proper documentation, you were able to go right through. I was almost shocked, I sat there, and when they told me I could go, I lingered for a moment like, you sure? But that was just a matter of being conditioned from my having been offloaded on the way here. So much easier to get in than to leave. But where we had trouble was in San Jose at the airport there. The check-in agent, who basically, every step of the way, you'll have people as normal who check you in for your flights, but now they're looking that you meet the requirements of the destination country and every country you transit through along the way that comes after them, as well as their own. And so, if you're transiting through a country that requires a visa, they want to see that visa before they'll board you or check you in. If you're going through a country that requires a PCR test, same thing, vaccinations and so forth. And so we entered the Philippines under the Balikbayan exemption, which essentially allows for married couples with an apostilled marriage certificate who are traveling together to enter the country. And under that exemption, I'm not required a visa. I'm granted one automatically at the time I enter and pass through by immigration, good for 1 year, which can be extended, I believe, up to 36 months. As well as the Philippines doesn't require a PCR test or vaccination proof to enter the country. You do go into, as of now anyways, a mandatory quarantine. They're talking about changing that, but as of now, that's the case. And so, if you meet the basic requirements, get your health pass filled out, and get the QR code issued, show that you have a 10-day reservation at a quarantine-approved hotel, and a registration for your PCR test on day 7 of your stay in that hotel, then that's pretty much it. However, the girl in San Jose was not aware of the Balikbayan exemption. And so to make matters worse, I could tell she was kind of new at her job. And so she began, looking at her computer, where's your final destination? She says, oh, you need can I see your vaccination document? And I said, we're not required to have that. What are you talking about? She goes, no, the Philippines, it says right here, you're required proof of vaccination. I said, no, ma'am, that's not the case. I said, we're traveling under the Balikbayan exemption. No vaccination is required. I said, foreigners aren't even allowed into the Philippines at this point. I said, you're mistaken about that. And she continued to research. And so Maya, who was prudent, went and got her paperwork out. She had already printed out information on the Balikbayan Act that we could show them. Once we dealt with the issue of no vaccination required, she then shifted to, well, where's your visa? You need a visa. And again, we were able to show that was not the case. Maya had those conversations with immigration where she had already asked these questions and they had responded. So that was kind of the tipping point. And then from there, other than the travel itself, which was lengthy, it was pretty much smooth sailing. So hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, we appreciate it whenever you like, subscribe, and share. Thanks.
damage electronic devices should be stored in your carry-on bag. If an electronic device gets stuck inside the seat, notify immediately a crew member.
Okay, you ready? Okay, come on.
What?
He's flying.
The fasten seatbelt sign is on.
Man, real quick. Okay, guys, so we did get through, so it helped. We did have paperwork printed out about the Balikbayan program as well as conversations mine had with immigration. We are here finally in Istanbul, Turkey, after about a 11-hour flight from Panama. We have made it. We got about another 11-hour layover here before we head off to Manila, which is about another 11-hour flight. So we got another close to 22 hours in front of us. Luckily, they do have, as you can see behind me here, kind of these little areas where they've got these nice, sofas and stuff for you to rest on for long layovers. This place is it's one of the biggest airports in the world. Yeah, as you can see, this is almost like a shopping mall. It's crazy. High-end stores and jewelry, and we'll take you a little tour of one of the world's biggest airports in Istanbul, Turkey.
Diba? Walang laman yung aeroplano kami lang.
Okay, it's just the empty plane. Empty plane. Just the empty plane.
Okay, sis. Video. Diba? Walang laman yung aeroplano. Ilan lang yung laman. Oh, diba? Yayamanin kami. Okupado namin. Nirentahan lang namin to. O, diba?
Look at that flex. Look at my arm. Look at the arm. Come on. There it is. Woohoo. Look at that, girls.